Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the opening of the second edition of the National Agribusiness Fair. The launch of the second edition of the Reading Festival. More than 3.3 million people have already fled the country in Ukraine. Welcome to our newsroom. The Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, visited this morning the National Agribusiness Fair. The second edition of the National Agribusiness Exhibition is opened yesterday on the esplanade of the People's Palace. During his visit, the Prime Minister, accompanied by the Minister of Agriculture, Mohammed Ahmed Awale, and a strong delegation, pasted in front of the stand several agricultural products exposed by national farmers. The different agricultural products from the four corners of the country were exposed for this second edition of the agribusiness. Prime Minister encouraged the producers to produce more and reminded them that several measures will be put in place to promote local products. In addition, the Minister of Agriculture, Mohammed Ahmed Awale, said that these products come from different regions of the country. The second edition of the agribusiness show that at the national level, the agricultural production is very important, and he reminded that the Ministry of Agriculture supports in the entire file the national farmers. For his part, Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed emphasized that the importance of the agro-business exhibitions, besides several products, vegetables as well as fruit, very well local, were exposed to this effect. They encouraged the local producers. The National Agribusiness Exhibition is an innovative initiative in that it will allow to bring to the forefront of the national agricultural productions. It offers to all the actors of the agribusiness sectors the opportunity to exchange on existing opportunities, to create new ones and establish commercial partnership. This should in turn strengthen the values chain related to national agricultural production. In this sense, the National Agribusiness Exhibition is both an opportunity for professional exchange and a big operation of awareness to give visibility and appeal to the agricultural sector in Djibouti. The second edition of the National Agribusiness Exhibition opened yesterday on the esplanade of the People's Palace. An opportunity for exhibitors from the four corners of the countries have exposed their regional productions and discovered the wealth of Djiboutian soil. The largest have exposed their product and of farmers and breeders. The products exhibited in the various stands built for the occasions are from the harvest of market gardens, crop, vegetables of all kinds, tomatoes, peppers, okra, onion, and fruit trees such as guava, banana, pomegranate, lemon, and others. In addition to fruit and vegetables, were also present the startups operating in the field of agri-tech and agri-food. The guests were able to tour the stands, discover the regions and their product, and fill their baskets with vegetables, fruit, cheese, honey, jams. It is an essential meeting place for professionals in the sector. It should be noted that this event was organized by the CLE Center, the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship, in close collaboration with the UNDP. The Minister of Finance, Ilyas Musa Dawale, has indicated that the objective was to create a commercial showcase for local producers. The visitors came in large number, and the exchanges proved to be rich and fruitful between buyers and producers. This agricultural show, which is in its second edition, has gradually become the most important agricultural event in the country. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, in close collaboration with the Ministry of Interior and the International Organization for Migration, is organizing a national workshop to popularize the national strategy for engaging the diaspora at Kempinski Hotel. The Republic of Djibouti has a large diaspora in the world, estimated at more than 50,000 individuals. This diaspora remains concentrated in Europe, North America, and Gulf countries. To capitalize on the benefits that these migrants can bring to the development of their home countries, the Republic of Djibouti intends to institutionalize its engagement with the diaspora through a national diaspora engagement strategy. Djibouti seeks to make the diaspora fuel partners in the country's development in order to strengthen its cooperation with the diaspora and better support its actions. The government, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, signed a framework agreement in September 2015 with the Global Djibouti Diaspora GDD, a non-profit organization with representations in several around the world. GDD has since become a key player in engaging your diaspora. This strategy is also a roadmap for strengthening the relationship between the countries and the diaspora in line with the principles and objectives of the Vision 2035 and national local development plans. European Union Ambassador Aidan O'Hara recalled that the EU is pleased to support the workshop to popularize the national diaspora engagement strategy. The head of the International Organization for Migration mission in Djibouti, Stephanie Devio, said that the International Organization for Migration is committed to the signing of the Pact on Safe and Regular Migration to support the government to promote the engagement of the diaspora. And we organize in particular the 4-5 April 2022 co-chairing the Global Forum for the Diaspora to be held in Jubaland and Djibouti in adhering the Global Compact for Migrationists has taken as a commitment in particular through Article 19 to create favorable conditions for the engagement of the diaspora in the development of the country. For his part, the Minister of Interior, Said Nuh Hassan, explained that there are more than 15,000 Djiboutians spread over the 5 continents. The Republic of Djibouti, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has initiated a political action to strengthen the link between the countries and the member of its diaspora. This action is concretized today in the strategy of engagement of the diaspora, which was launched on February 25, 2021. I am pleased, he said, to recall that the orientations of its strategies also correspond in the National Strategy for Migration that was launched in September 2021 under the high patronage of the Prime Minister. The members of the Djiboutian diaspora have always wished to be involved in the development of their countries, and I am sure that this strategy will strengthen their ambitions. This strategy, which is part of the Vision 2035, also aims to develop a sustainable and mutually beneficial relationship between the government and the members of the diaspora in order to allow each one to make a substantial contribution to the development of their country. For his part, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, reminded that in the Vision 2035 we have created in the ministry all the mechanisms to be able to follow this issue, to prepare the institutions and the mechanisms that will allow us to facilitate this return of our fellow citizens. And also, when I say return, it is the return of the knowledge. We are working on this framework and on these mechanisms. We have created a door in 2019 to make these members of the diaspora to know where they are and the sectors they work in and what age range they are. We have talked about the 2015 framework agreement, which established a legal framework for cooperation between the diaspora and the government in Djibouti. And today, in a two-day workshop, we are here to help popularize this strategy with its development axis and priorities, which are expressed in actions, and it is priorities that decline in actions and in acts that we must pose in the week and in the months to come in order to really institutionalize its partnerships. I repeat, it is first of all a partnership between the members of the Djiboutian diaspora and the institutions of this country. With an altitude of 2,600 meters, Addis Ababa is the highest city in Africa. This makes Addis Ababa the third city in the world with the most diplomats after New York and Geneva, thus becoming the third diplomatic link in the world. Currently, 130 embassies are located in Addis Ababa, in addition to being the headquarters of the African Union. The Ethiopian capital is also home to the United Nations Economic Commissions for Africa. It is at the head of this large-scale diplomacy that the Embassy of the Republic of Djibouti in Addis Ababa decided several years ago to become in turn the engines of diplomacy Djibouti on the dark continent. At the level of the AU, and particularly during its presidency, Djibouti has initiated and defended major issues of common interest to Africans while continuing to ensure its role of ensuring peace in our sub-regions. This commitment has been held by its peers, particularly for its actions within the Peace Security Councils, the Peace and Security Councils of the African Union, decision-making bodies whose main functions are the promotion of peace, security, and stability based on the prevention, the management and peaceful resolutions of conflicts. Thus, on February 3, 2022, the Republic of Djibouti left a mark on the history of the AU by becoming the first country to be re-elected for a third consecutive terms to the Peace and Security Councils of the African Union. A vote of confidence, honors, and recognition for Djibouti's determination and firm commitment to peace, security, and prosperity in Africa. To thank the Peace Security Councils for this exceptional mark of confidence, the Embassy of Djibouti in Addis Ababa is organizing a ceremony this Sunday at the representation. The Minister of National Education Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohammed Mahamoud, launched today the week of the Reading Festival at the Lycée Jama Yusuf Mahamoud. This second edition was themed Reading in Family. This choice responds to the concern to generalize the daily practices and cultures of reading at home within families. The week of reading is celebrated in all schools in the capital and the regions by the implementation of school activities, extracurricular and literary around the reading. This reading festival is intended to promote reading, but more importantly, to enhance the quality of teaching, learning through the implementation of rich and diverse activities that engage students and encourage them to read. The officials visited the series of workshops, including reading tales and fable, drama, writings, as well as drawing, but also shorthand for children with special needs, as well as the contest of the 10 words of the Francophonie. Note that writers, playwrights, and many Djiboutian authors, including Dr. Sheikh Wata, will conduct workshops during this beautiful festival and will tour schools in the region and the capital. The Minister of National Education, Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohammed Mahamoud, and officials briefly participate in these various workshops, richly animated by students from different schools invited to this ceremony. The Minister of National Education, Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohammed Mahamoud, visited various classrooms these national weekly activities, which have been presented at the meeting and history. The Minister of National Education Vocational Training, Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, for his part, took the floor to emphasize the interest of reading and writing for children who enjoy it from an early age. This was the main messages of this event, which is also addressed to parents who must participate in creating a test for reading in children. The minister highlighted the highlights and key activities planned through this beautiful and rich week of reading that will be animated in 27 schools in the countries by a dozen writers and authors eager to share their tastes and passions for books with the students. He then signed the huge banners prepared for the occasion. This gesture was repeated by the officials present at the ceremony. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Robla Abdillah, received this morning in his office an important Chinese delegation from GX Foundations led by the Executive Director Emily Chan in the presence of the Chinese Ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Hu Bin. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Robla Abdillah, discussed by video conference with the President of the GX Foundation, Mr. Lang Chun Yin, to discuss ways and means to strengthen the fruitful cooperation between the Chinese foundations and the Department of Health. The GX Foundation is a Chinese non-profit charitable organization that provides humanitarian and medical assistance internationally. As such, this foundation has just granted an important donations for Djibouti, which consists of 20,000 rapid screening tests against COVID-19, 10,000 rapid screening tests against malaria, and 5,000 rapid screening tests against dengue fever. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Rabla Abdillah, congratulated the delegations of the GX Foundation for its multiple actions in favor of his department, which also reflects the exemplary friendly relations between Djibouti and China. From 17 to 19 March 2022, the Djiboutian and French armed forces conducted a joint military exercises as part of an operational training on Djiboutian territory. The 5 sections of the FAD unit of the Addis Ababa, the RBCO of Djibouti, and AMIA of Arta were present in combat order with their trucks and military tactical vehicles. Officers were also integrated into the staffs at all levels to conduct the joint maneuver. That is why on March 19, the closing ceremony took place in the presence of the General commanding the French forces in Djibouti and the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim. Numerous French Djiboutian military authorities were present, including the commanders of the Djiboutian Navy, Air Force, and Army, and the prefect of the southern regions, with whom numbers of exchanges took place during this intense period. Of particular note was the involvement of Djiboutian naval vessels alongside those of French Navy after Franco-Djiboutian aerial demonstrations with the passage of the Djiboutian Dolphin helicopter, the arrival by a parachute of Djiboutian Red personnel, or the passage of the Mirage 2000, the CMGA accompanied by the comfort review with all the troops. A sports project among several ongoing of the sports sections of the Republican Guard under the leadership of the commanders of the Republican Guard, Colonel Mohammed Jama Douale, in the training center of the youth football of the Republican Guard. As usual, is organized each year the tournament called the Tournament of Solidarity. The young people were very happy and expressed their desire to regularly repeat these types of initiatives by warmly thanking Colonel Mohammed Jama' Duale, Chief of Staff of the Republican Guard, for giving them these important opportunities. The parents participate widely with a lot of pride and very well appreciated by feeling a particular infection. President Farah Daher Barre closed the event by thanking the first Colonel Mohammed Jama' Duale, commander of the Republican Guard, for his unfailing support to the Djiboutian youth and his daily will to put at the highest world levels our talented Djiboutian athletes, and also thanked all the staffs, youth, parents, and officials of the various teams invited, hammering several times that our priority, our mission is the development of our youth and our national color floating around the world.
يبوتادر أولا حي يبوتادر أولا حي أولاهان عيارها قيبهودا كلا دوان قردقا دريالو دوركو ديبانا حي ciyaaraha qaybahooda kala duwan gardiga daryeelo doorkoodii baa nahay hoggaan dacadeedo qarankow dadaala in furay durusiyo dugsi tobabareedo in furay durusiyo dugsi tobabareedo dayarteenna maantana wadow u yaalo wadeeq ilaahi daxalaanan duugmino dunidana ka canbaxay annagadir ulahay dayarteenna maantana wadow u yaalo.
The Tajara Football League to close the 21-22 season with the Super Cup. At the closing of the season of the league was honored by the visit of the prefect of Tajara, Hassan Dabele Ahmed, the president of the Djibouti Football Federation, and vice president of the CAF, Suleiman Hassan Waberi, who is the head of the Djiboutian football, participate in the closing of the season in Tajara. 10 teams of Tajara participate with fair play through the days of the championship and the Cup of Tajara. The elements of the gendarmerie and the police have secured the good progress until the last day of the championship and the Cup. The winners of this year's are Badaf team. Winners of the Super Cup of the Tajara League, Adailu team won the championship of the League of Tajara. The winners were congratulated for their sports performance. The organizers, the football officials of the region of Tajara thanked the authorities of the region and all those who participate in the success of this event. For the international scene, Egypt uncovers 5 pharaonic tombs at Saqqara. Egypt on Saturday exposed a series of finely decorated ancient tombs recently discovered in a pharaonic necropolis near the capital, Cairo. 5 pharaonic tombs in good conditions are erected for high officials were unveiled Saturday in Egypt, Saqqara, in the necropolis of Memphis, the capital of the old kingdom of the pharaohs. The tombs unearthed earlier this month date from the old kingdoms and the first intermediate period, which spanned more than centuries after the collapse of the Old Kingdom, according to the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities. The tombs were discovered near the Steps Pyramid of Djoser in the necropolis of Saqqara, 24 kilometers southwest of Cairo. Images posted on the ministry's social media pages show a burial pit leading to the tombs. And to close up this edition, more than 3.3 million refugees have now fled Ukraine since the Russian military operations, according to the United Nations, while nearly 6.5 million people are reportedly internally displaced. The UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, said that 3,328,000 Ukrainians have left the country since the Russian-Ukrainian conflict began on February 24. Another 58,000 have joined the exodus since its previous count on Friday. The UN's International Organization for Migration also reported that as of last Wednesday, 162,000 third-country nationals had fled Ukraine. In addition to those who have left the country, some 6.48 million people were considered internally displaced in Ukraine as of Wednesday, according to the UN and related agencies based on an international organization migration survey. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.